The British Empire was the most powerful military force on Earth. Their armies were disciplined. Their navy ruled the seas. Their wealth stretched across continents. And yet, against all reason, against all logic, a group of farmers, tradesmen, and shopkeepers stood up and said, "No. This is the war that was never supposed to be won." When George Washington arrived to command the Continental Army, he did not find soldiers. He found chaos. Men with no uniforms, no boots, no discipline. The task before him seemed impossible, a fool's errand against the mightiest empire the world had ever known. Yet somehow, through the mud and the misery, he saw not defeat, but potential. He saw the spark of a nation waiting to be born. The British struck back with overwhelming force. Battle after battle, Washington lost ground. New York fell. Forts fell. Supplies vanished. Winter came, sharp and unforgiving. The dream of independence was dying, freezing in the snow-covered fields of the colonies. The Continental Army, a shadow of its former self, was on the brink of total collapse. For many, all hope was lost. But when the world expected surrender, Washington did the unthinkable. On Christmas night, in a storm of ice and darkness, he crossed the treacherous Delaware River to strike the Hessian mercenaries by surprise. It was a gamble born of pure desperation. It was madness. It was genius. In that single, audacious move, he risked everything on one last throw of the dice, knowing that failure meant the end of the revolution. The attack on Trenton was swift and decisive. The Hessians, caught completely off guard in the pre-dawn chaos, fell. And in that moment, a flicker of hope returned to the fledgling nation. A revolution that had been dying, that had been all but extinguished, breathed again. The victory was small in the grand scheme of the war, but its impact on morale was immeasurable. It proved that the British were not invincible. But victory was not enough. Winter came again, fiercer than before. And at Valley Forge, freezing, starving, and ravaged by disease, the army nearly dissolved. This was the lowest point. Washington walked among his soldiers daily, sharing in their suffering, helpless to provide them with the comfort they so desperately needed. He was their leader, but he was unbroken, his resolve a silent testament to the cause they all endured. Then came discipline. A Prussian officer, Baron von Steuben, arrived and began the painstaking work of forging a true army. He drilled the men relentlessly, turning farmers with muskets into soldiers. Soldiers who could stand, maneuver, and fight against the best in the world. Out of the crucible of Valley Forge, a new, professional fighting force began to emerge, ready to face the empire. With French allies providing crucial naval support and renewed strength in his ranks, Washington saw his opportunity. He cornered the main British army under Lord Cornwallis at Yorktown. The siege began. Day and night, cannon fire shook the earth as the Allied forces tightened their grip. The empire that once seemed invincible, that had ruled the waves and continents, began to crack. When victory was finally won, the world expected Washington to take power, to become a king, to rule the new nation he had forged through fire and blood. But instead, he did something even more revolutionary. He stepped down. He returned his commission to Congress and went home to his farm. In that moment, the greatest victory was not over the British Empire, but over the timeless temptation of power itself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of the people who shaped our world.